Where are we?
It seems that we're underground.
Hey look, there's a map.
This doesn't seem like some normal underground place. I think we landed in a magical area just by taking the Cellar Path. And it's a replacement skip for the Sulphur Sea. And I have to say that this is probably like a really good level to replace, personally. At least from looking at everything, this was definitely a really sick level to replace for the alphabet. I've only done like 2 practice runs, but obviously learning it from the editor was actually a really nice experience. Nothing crashed. It only has 137,000 objects. I'm able to play it full detail pretty well, but I'll have to see how it goes from, I guess, recording wise. But usually I'm not practicing what recording, but I can just in case. But no, overall, this level is amazing. I honestly had a very, very fun time learning the level. The main gimmick of it is a dual carried aspect of the level. Even though there's no dual right now, as you can see, usually the cube and robot have camera controls where like you can always move the camera up or down when you play as the cube and robot. And from the beginning of the level, you can see like some weird teleportation stuff, and then when I fail, you'll just see my dual ship on the top crash. Not crash, but like, you know, fade away, because, you know, my cube is failing a lot. The gimmick of it is that you have dual physics all through the level, meaning that your ship, cube, robot, like any game mode that you have will have a dual physic mode activated for it. Everything besides the wave, I believe, though, because I think the wave doesn't really change anything. It's just wave, and the camera controls for that, you know, are basically the same as dual. You can see from the sign, ships may be heavier than they appear. That's what I mean, because dual ship has weird physics. Like when you play Lotus Flower, or when you look at Lotus Flower, the dual ships are much heavier than usual. But no, this is honestly a really nice aspect to the level. Sure, it may feel weird and confusing to most people, but it's not remotely bad. By all means, the gameplay is really fun. I have no complaints about it so far. I haven't learned the first 15% yet, which is pretty much the first cube, ship, and ball. But I've done 15 to 50. I've done 53 to like 80 or something. And then I did the last mini spider, the purple mini spider, to 100. There are chapters to this, but they don't explain it in the level. I don't remember what specific chapters there are wherever you are. I mean, obviously, like, the decoration changes a lot, so I believe that's where the chapters are, when the decoration feels completely different. Like, obviously, this is chapter 1, and then I guess the mini ship is chapter 2. Then the mini spider, the first mini spider, is chapter 3. The swing copter, then the robot with the wave. There's a lot of theming in this level, and it's really interesting. And that's what JamAttack is pretty much known for, making really unique types of styles in their levels, and it's actually really good. And especially from a gameplay aspect too, because the gameplay is honestly really, really good. And I'm not gonna lie, I might have another favorite extreme to put on top, but that could also be just from the pain from quantum processing and actually playing a really good level for once. Just feels so weird now. But who knows? This is honestly really fun. There are no complaints by far. There's literally none. It's actually a really fun level. There are some sections that would feel a tiny bit weird for like what you have to do to like make the part actually work. The last mini wave click before the end screen, you have to like hold to make sure you get this weird cutscene thing, and you can't hold too early because if you do, you'll crash for some reason. Which sounds like a bug, but I have no idea what it is. You just have to click later. The reason why I looked into this because this was also added in the J tier for the GDDP. And honestly, I'm really glad it is, because this is one of those levels that haven't really been talked about as much. It's not really old by all means, but it's not this new either. Like, it didn't just came out. This has been like here for a little while. It's that no one really talks about it because, you know, it goes under the radar. But luckily GDDP has been picking up more of the levels, and that's why the Sulphur Sea was one of them. But the reason why I didn't want to do the Sulphur Sea is because I'm honestly not a huge fan of the gameplay in it right now. I really am not a huge fan of the gameplay. Obviously, Yo Reed is really good for the decoration, and especially for the mini games that he's made, but the gameplay most of the time is just really off. It's supposed to be more of a theming type of level, which is why people like its theming, but the gameplay is just questionable most of the time. Like, you don't know how the gameplay is gonna flow until you like try to practice it, and it's really hard to, because sometimes they're not even easy to run either. Once again, I haven't learned the first ball yet. The first ball is probably going to be really hard. So no, I decided to replace T because, you know, the Sulphur Sea is honestly something that I'm not looking forward to playing, really. So that's not worth it. Originally, there was a replacement skip for T being Twisted Tranquility, but the only thing I would think of that is that it's gray, but that doesn't mean I would be Infinite Iniquity. I honestly don't know how hard this is realistically, but it is up there in its difficulty, I'm sure. All I just need is to find the consistency for after learning the first 50%, and then possibly I will make a good amount of progress. That is a new best though. I guess 12% is really long. Again, this is pretty much an intro. I'm not really doing anything right now. This is going to be an overtime thing, but I don't know if there's going to be much highlights for it. We'll see though. Whoa. That was awesome. I didn't switch. I forgot to switch. Bro. I forgot to switch, but I was actually doing well. I can't tell what failed. Honestly, I think it was the UFO. That was a good run though. That was actually really good. Bro, why the hell am I so, like, off from the keyboard? Again, bro? Why am I getting far at the very beginning and I'm just gonna get nowhere again? That's embarrassing, bro. Hey. Hey, I beat a level. I beat an extreme. See you in 2.1. Okay, JamAttack. So yeah, from that comment, it definitely is one of my favorite levels that I've pretty much beaten. My thoughts on the Cellar Path, literally perfect for explaining a story as an extreme demon. I do think this level is super unique in telling its own story as you, the player, is trying to take a journey through the Cellar Path, and it's pretty much telling you exactly where you're going, what it's going to be all about. I really think the gameplay is super unique and very, very balanced all the way through. Like, it's a rare thing that levels get super balanced well, and sometimes it could be a good thing and a bad thing, but this level just does it perfectly. There really isn't any like super difficult choke points or anything that gets in your way and all that. There are a couple hard parts that could feel like a roadblock, and surprisingly enough, they get super consistent that I stopped failing at those parts. And as long as you know what you're doing, then most of the time you'll easily get to the last duel every single attempt. But no, I just love the idea about duels in general, and as a person who plays a lot of duel levels and my heart is used to pretty much be a really hard duel level, it just feels unique in some way that you can make duels in any way you want, and sometimes it's fun, sometimes it isn't, but as long as you do it just right, then it's perfect, it's awesome. And I really love what JamAttack was going for in this level. And it's really rare that people make videos or a story with their levels describing on how they made it and what their journey was like, and it just makes it feel special. And I watched it too after I beat it. I really loved the story. So if you have the time, I definitely recommend that video. It's really cool. And again, yeah, as for the Cellar Path, it's still one of my favorite extremes in general. It's gonna be up there for sure. This was definitely a good level to replace in the alphabet, and I'm really glad I played it. This level definitely needs some more attention. Even though it's been like only a year, I feel like more people should try this out. It's definitely really fun. So yeah, thanks JamAttack. But anyways, that's all for now. See you guys next time. Bye bye.